A lot of organizations came out calling for Chuck Schumer's resignation. And Chuck Schumer really wants you to know that he had nothing to do with it. Here's the dilemma that Schumer has. He's trying to pretend he had nothing to do with this. The only problem is, and that would be, you'd be able to get away with that if you weren't leader of the Democrats in the Senate. And apparently, a lot of Democratic senators are saying that, well, now's not the time to make an issue of this. But there's a lot of talk that Chuck Schumer is not going to be the Senate minority leader or majority leader come 2027. We shall see about that. And he's up for re-election in 2028. And I think there's got to be decent money on the idea that maybe he'll resign or retire, I should say. I mean, it's been 45, 50 years. How old is he? He first became a congressman in 2023. Excuse me, 23, at the age of 23. Yeah,
74.
He's 74. He's been in office for 41 years.
Battle tested.
No, wait a second. I'm sorry. 51 years.
Over half a century.
You know, at one point you got to say enough is enough. Like, what is the legacy that Chuck Schumer thinks he's going to get?
I would suggest letting Obama's main successes, the Iran deal and Obamacare, die on his watch.
Yep. Well, I mean, he was against the Iran deal. Here is Chuck Schumer. Let's do this on the floor of the Senate. We will win. Go ahead.
But let me be clear. However this vote turns out, this fight will and must continue. Democrats must fight because of millions of families will lose health care coverage. We must fight because children who are dying of cancer will not get health care coverage. We must fight because a senior citizen cannot afford to pay $25,000 a year just for health insurance. We must fight to keep millions from financial ruin. And make no mistake about it, the American people know who is inflicting this health care trauma on them: Donald Trump and the Republicans.
All right. I want to be I want to be generous here. I don't know if I've heard him say Donald Trump and the Republicans in a long time. No MAGA, none of this. It's actually Donald Trump and the Republicans. Here's the problem with Chuck Schumer. Well, there's multiple problems. The guy is not a leader. He's just simply not. I'm sorry. He's a concierge. And he's up there trying to be passionate on the Senate floor and reading. You can't remember that they're cutting kids' cancer treatment? A spending package to be approved, a part of the deal to reopen the government. I mean, come on. He's just sitting here reading off of a document, but trying to make it sound like he's impassioned. Senator, you really need to sound impassioned. And then, like, I don't know who this is for anymore. Like, I without a doubt, at one time, people would read Axios or Politico and actually, like, were naive enough to think like they're learning something. But this scoop, what was it in? Axios or?
Axios. Yeah.
Axios. Here's the scoop. Schumer privately fought to extend government shutdown. Where? I wonder where that scoop came from. This reporter probably had to do a lot of digging. As in, like, wait, my phone's ringing on my table. I got to find it. Oh, okay. Oh, hello, Chuck Schumer's chief of staff. What? Oh, really? Is that right? Here's the story. I mean, this is what we call a beat sweetener. The chief of staff or whoever it is from Chuck Schumer's office calls the reporter and goes, "Hey, man, here's the story we got for you. And if you do me a solid on this, I'll hook you up with something in the future." Why it matters. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer publicly battled Republicans over the government shutdown. He was privately cajoling a group of moderates not to fold before November. Democrats are blaming Schumer for not prolonging the shutdown. In reality, it could have been much shorter. 2 weeks into the shutdown, a group of moderates told Schumer they were ready to vote to open the government, according to 3 sources familiar with the conversation. It's unclear if that group was big enough to end the shutdown. In other words, that group was not big enough to end the shutdown. But Schumer persuaded the moderates to hold out at least until the beginning of November, when open enrollment for the Affordable Care Act began. The number of arrows in Chuck Schumer's quiver to cajole or convince these moderates, you couldn't, I mean, it's not even arrows. There was like a cannon in his quiver. All the polling showed Donald Trump at his lowest approval rating during the shutdown. All the polling showed that Republicans were overwhelmingly being blamed for it. All the polling showed, and all the news media showed, that people were outraged at the increase in their ACA insurance bills. They were getting blamed for insurance bills across the country and across, like, outside of the ACA, because in part of like the big, beautiful bill stuff. But nevertheless, Republicans were getting blamed for what they wanted and needed to. And then a week ago, the Democrats had the most electoral success that they have had in any given day for ages, maybe since 2018, but maybe since before then. They didn't lose a single race. They didn't lose dog catcher in New Jersey. I mean, nowhere. At the very beginning of the shutdown, Schumer was put on notice by a group of moderate Democrats didn't want to pick the government shutdown fight in the first place. Yes, that was obvious. We could see the contemporaneous reporting. We let him know what we were doing, said Jean Shaheen, who led the bipartisan talks to find a compromise. In fact, you'll recall they did make a deal 2 weeks ago. Am I the only person who remembers this? They did say, like, okay, we'll do a 1-year extension. And they got rejected by John Thune. So they go, what was Schumer doing? Where was the value add that Schumer was bringing to this? Asked if he ever felt that Schumer was working against her compromise package, Shaheen declined to comment. I don't really want to get into the private discussions we had. That's because Schumer probably said, I promise you, we will cave. I promise you we'll cave.
What kind of bull is this?
This is, and you can just tell by the way this piece is written. By Sunday afternoon, the Democratic moderates ultimately decided that the cost of continuing the shutdown exceeded the benefits. What were the costs? Particularly relative to everything else. The bottom line is that the money people were getting pressure about what was going on with the airlines. Ready? Okay, this is what they said. They extracted a promise from Republican leaders to hold a vote in December on extending the ACA credits. They extracted it. Incidentally, what they did not extract was a vote in the House. They only extracted, I yanked it from them, an opportunity to lose a vote in the Senate, not even to hold the vote in the House. So there is 100% chance of this not passing. Those ACA subsidies, gone. Not even a vote in the House. Internally, Schumer and most of his caucus argued that the concession wasn't enough. But 8 Democrats who caucus with the Democrats broke ranks. What is... Now, let's be honest. Dick Durbin voted for this. You'll notice they all the people who voted are not up for re-election in 2026. Half of them are retiring. Maybe not half, but a third. Dick Durbin is Chuck Schumer's best friend in the Senate. Like roommate best friend. Like they were roommates for years and years and years and years. When Dick Durbin votes for something, more often than not, he's doing it for Schumer. Schumer couldn't convince his best friend who's retiring. That's quite a cajole.
The heat is on them when they do this.
Yes. So you have a lot of organizations coming out for Schumer's resignation. He won't do it. He won't do it. But I guarantee you, we saw one of his longtime aides leave in the past couple of weeks. My guess is you're going to see over the course of the next 3 to 6 months, at least a couple more leave because they know it's over. It's over for Chuck Schumer. It may be 2028. He may be done as the leader in 2027 after the midterms, but it's over for Chuck Schumer. And they know it, and Schumer knows. I don't know if Schumer knows it, but his staff knows it. His staff knows it. They're all looking for other jobs right now.
And that is not Kentucky Fried French fries.
It is not Kentucky Fried French fries. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.